Good morning, modern civilization. So it takes people a while to get in on these live streams. How I generally wake up, but yeah. So we've decided to just take you guys through some morning rituals while people align themselves to the live stream. So if you can tell by the state of my hair, having recently relocated up to the cabin, I haven't showered in a few days, but that's not as bad as it sounds. It turns out that I have, or I'm 2% roughly of the population that has, I believe it's called the ABCCD1 gene, which means I don't smell. It's like my superpower. But today we're going to shower. First thing we need is boxers. We got our Frosted Flakes boxers. I don't tend to wear print shirts, but so I tend to express myself through my boxers, which works great on first dates. It makes things a lot of fun. So, not even being much of a Kiss fan, but if you find Kiss all over print boxers, you buy them suckers. You might recognize these from the live, or not the live, the clickbait video we did back in the winter. So first things first, we need to check on the rigs. Riggs, he's up. Say good morning. And then we're going to give this lawn a little bit of a run over because it's no longer winter. And that crap's gotten itchy. Is this still playing live? Can somebody message? Let me know. Orientation was locked, and I got a weird screen notification, so I don't know if it's still working or not. But I'll keep you guys sideways. So I guess while we're waiting for people to pile in, we can do a rough rundown and maybe go over it again a little later. That was a thing. So everybody, RV is Roxy. She's our, not a recreational vehicle, but she's our part-time camera person, and she's going to be moderating this chat and just getting back to you guys with questions. She pretty knows what's going on with this member perks thing. And yeah, what am I doing? So we've relocated more permanently to the cabin, and it is a little bit rustic in here right now, given that heating in the winter is solely relied on this guy. So we're chopping a bunch of wood, harvesting a bunch of wood off and on, but how amazing is it to wake up, to come out and pee on your deck with that view? Can't tell if that's a little blown out or not. Anyway, so let's show you guys around a little bit. Things are just getting settled in. There's a lot of stuff to cram into corners and whatever. Hot tub. This is an old bike that we lent a friend money for that never came through. So here it sits. Wing Chun Mokian Jong. Got our bar set up. There's our neighbor Harvey, you guys recognize from other videos. There's Caitlin. I'm in boxers.
Put some pants on, please.
No. This is for ratings. Outdoor theater exposure unit. There's our teardrop trailer, seen in previous videos as well. Wall bags. This is our outdoor fire pit, or irresponsible pizza oven as I'm going to name Alexis Mainland. I got a bit of a troll on Facebook. We did a big control burn out here, not like I don't have a special effects ticket or anything. And she called us out for being irresponsible. Oh, great. I'm locked out. Back to the other door. There's the Jeep. Where is this, you might ask? It's the great unknown. There is no civic address for our location. It's just a small cabin community out in the interior of BC. So something we didn't think about was actually getting from here to the shower facilities down the road. Right now, our water coupling coming into the cabin has kind of failed us, and we woke up to a bit of a flood late summer and had to cut out some carpeting from the bedding area. Another interesting thing and feature about this place are these Japanese industrial sort of sliding soji screens. Only ever gives the sleeping area a semblance of privacy, keeping things sexy. Okay, so we need to throw some crap on in order to get over to the shower facility. So we'll talk a little bit and go back over things. Membership perks. First level of monetization requires you to have 1,000 subscribers, which you've gotten a while ago. On top of that, you need 3,000 watch hours in the last 365 days. So we're rapidly approaching those watch hours. Please do check out our latest video. Our last one sitting around 700, and the one before that breached 10.5K a couple of days ago. Still trying to figure out the algorithm, but the sooner we can get to this first level of monetization, the more interesting it's going to be. I personally wasn't going to do an online store, which comes with that first level of monetization. Then I remembered that I've actually got... Hold on a second. I can play some James Legg right now and not get flagged by YouTube because I have actual rights to use his whole catalog. So let's check that out. Alexa, play James Legg, Drinking Too Much. Right, some background music.
I can't find the song Drinking Too Much by James Blake on Spotify.
Been having some troubles. Alexa, play Drinking Too Much by James Legg.
Drinking Too Much by James Blake from Spotify.
Okay. I've got a couple people out there. I don't think the second person. And I guess we're going to need this guy. So, as I was saying, first level of monetization would be what's happening here would be the Patreon. Give me a sec here. I'm getting things started. Am I right side up? So who else is here? I'm getting no comments. RV, can you drop a comment? I'm not sure if they're just not coming through here or if people are being shy. I am seeing nothing. What is happening? Yeah, I can't even see anybody that's logged in or nothing. RV, are you still there? Hang. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this live streaming platform. We had all of those problems this morning already with even getting started. RV, if you're there, can you message? I want to see what's going on with this live stream. You say you're there, but I'm not seeing anything. You got another person signed in. Where are you from? I'm wondering if this has anything to do with the solar flares. Because I'm having all kinds of problems with Spotify connecting. Okay, I don't even know if that came through. Is anybody seeing this stream? I'm having all kinds of technical issues out here, as well as reportedly from other people in general. Could be solar flares. That's been a big warning. Scientifically and whatever. Tons of problems with connecting within like Spotify platforms and whatever else this morning as well. I see 4 people signed in. It says that I'm live. It says that I'm streaming. Is anybody seeing this? Am I talking to nothing but like space? Nobody is commenting. I need somebody to comment on the live chat to see if this is working. Did somebody send hearts? Okay, I don't know if there's any point to this. I think I'm just gonna shut down. Anybody there? Somebody, RV, can you? Hey Jess, so I don't know, there's some live stream issues and whatever, but so when this comes out, you're gonna have to skip through everything else. But anyway, we're just waiting for people to tune in. I don't know what's up with RV. She's supposed to be moderating this chat, and I'm not getting any. There she is. Okay. Anyway, there's probably a delay as well. So as I mentioned earlier, we're gonna go through a daily routine while we're waiting for people. Okay, this gimbal isn't working. Why is technology failing? We're gonna go through our daily routine today while we're waiting for everybody probably only gonna be YouTube the whole time, for people to sign in. Whoa! Okay, gimbal, no, doing so well. While we're waiting for people to sign into the live chat, because it generally takes a little while. We're leaving rigs behind while we head out to the shower facilities down the road. No, if you haven't seen our last video, I can't. Why is this gimbal not working? Why is nothing working today? If you haven't seen our last live video, or our last video, check it out. This was the end outcome. Bushcraft chair. We've moved it to the cabin just because there was some heavy rain between then and now, which things have definitely panned out for the better. Okay, what is with this gimbal? It's not supposed to be jumping around like this. Thanks for everybody's patience. Everybody being all of 1 or 2 people that actually bothered to show up today. Just kidding, I love you all. So we're just gonna walk down through the community to the shower facility, let other people tune into the live stream. So as I was saying, first level of monetization is a Patreon membership, which I wasn't planning on doing. And then that'll have levels within it. So say for $1.99, you get like icons that go with your chat head or whatever for like leaving comments and whatnot. Just to show support, I guess, and thank people for wanting to show support. And it's a membership fee that comes out $1.99 a month, let's say, for the first level. And it also gets you custom emoticons that I'd make and upload so that you can use those in live chats. It's not something I would do because, well, I'm too busy going broke filming all of these videos. And it's just not something I would be into in general. But I guess it's a way to show appreciation and thank people for just supporting you at the $1.99 per level. And $1.99 level. There's a bunch of other levels as well. Up to 5. So say second level would be like a $5.99 monthly subscription, which would include all the features of the first level, as well as, oh, what was it? Some people, if you remember back last winter, we did a bushcraft challenge, the one log challenge with Ages Adventures in Victoria, BC. And his second level he's added was GPS coordinates to hikes, which, first of all, I don't want anyone to know where I'm at. Second of all, we're bushcrafters, we don't really hike. Packs can get heavy, and so it's most of the time the farthest you're going is like 10 minutes into the bush after you park. But they're more to build and enjoy nature in that way. So that's out of the question. And if you haven't noticed, I am actually circling the shower, washroom, and laundry facility over and over again because I don't want to bring you guys in here just yet. Let's go up this hill. I wish camera flipped a little quicker. So, come up the hill to the property. This is from like thousands of years of residents climbing down the hill to use the facilities. So, as I was saying, second level of monetization, membership, Patreon. Should I choose to do this? I don't even remember what I was thinking for that, but I think it was like members only live chats, taking rigs for walks in the woods and stuff like that once a week. So that'd be at like a $5.99 level, and yeah, we will pick up to talk to you a little bit more about our ideas for the second and third levels, right? Third and fourth and potentially fifth levels. But for now, we shower. Weird. As soon as I step in there, I lose all powers that be. So, if anybody has... Hi! RGB's here. RPG's here.
Here's your
Oh, what?
pine cone.
More pine cones.
Fucking squirrels are in here.
The madness. And the squirrels. Squirrels and the madness.
Somehow the squirrels get in here. I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm going to get out of here for a minute. I'll see you in a bit. I hate talking to people wearing the bathroom stall. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Literally. Okay, so we're not going to do that because we can't get the phone into the stall without losing connection. Am I still alive? I'm still connected, apparently. Okay. So scratch that. We're going to go take Riggs for a walk, and then I'll shower later. Maybe we'll do a live shower stream sometime. Don't worry, I had it planned out to keep it PG. I don't want to get shadow banned or kicked off of YouTube after all this work and effort. So where were we? Third level of Patreon membership. So second level, say $5.99, going for Riggs walks, plus the other benefits of icon badges and customized emoticons for chats and live streams and comments. Third level, thought would be really interesting to, I don't know, maybe add in like once or twice a month. I'll set up a live stream while editing, and members that or tuned in can make suggestions, within certain parameters, obviously. Got to follow YouTube rules. But members can make suggestions to the edits, help out, give advice, get their perspectives and stuff. So that might be neat. I don't know. So that would include the once a week walks in the woods with rigs, the live stream of editing where people can give their feedback. And in case you want any free crap, and you can find me, we got this stuff kicking around out here. It tells me to keep the blender, but I'm a bachelor. What do I need a blender for? What am I going to blend? Forget that. So, yeah, the what are we at now? Second, third. The third was watching and sitting in on editing. Oh, look who it is. Look, oh, can you hear that guy? Hi, bud. There's a Riggs. Hello. Doing a little better with his anxiety lately. Oh, I know. That tail's just wagging, isn't it? So we're going to keep the sweatpants on for the time being. And if you want to hang tight, we'll just head out to the woods. I don't watch much live streams. Is this generally how it goes? Just some idiot babbling? Trying to stick to the point and draw out watch time so that they can make money off of your viewership? Because I'm not even making money right now, so there's nothing to worry about that. So, who's here? We got 3 people. I know Jess is kicking around from Winnipeg. And I know that RV is sitting around moderating. If anybody has any questions, and because it's really hard to connect with everybody while I'm talking and looking around and navigating the environment. So if anybody has any questions or anything that I'm unable to get to, RV is here. She's our camera person, not a recreational vehicle. So if I'm unable to answer any questions, she'll do her best. So we've talked about the 3 levels of monetization so far. 3? So 4. And 4 is pretty interesting. So level 3 is up at, say, $10.99 monthly. I'm thinking that level 4 will be $15.99 monthly. But what that will include is a members-only live stream on a sojourn, be it an overnight camping excursion, I don't know, off-roading, fly fishing, things that we do out in the woods. Another thing that could include would be like we're planning a freight hop later this spring. So I thought that would be pretty amazing to tune in on so that you could be there with us riding a freight train through the Kootenays in BC. Am I going to wear all gray and fully gray man out this situation this morning? I think I am. Hi, bud. Hi, bud. So, what was I saying? Yeah, live stream. We're also doing a motorcycle camp and ride, potentially up to where are we going? Interior desert country for a dirt bike trials competition this coming May long weekend. So Patreon members at that level could be strapped to the handlebars for that trip. So what I'm actually going on about and what I'm asking of you guys is I need ideas for these different levels of Patreon membership. As far as the store, I did own a clothing line. Here, I'll show you. Or look. Called Pacific Thorn for a while. And we lost our investor during was the recession in 2008. Some of his other projects he had already seen through fruition. He wanted to focus on those because we were just one season in. Despite the fact that we got picked up by Barney's and Holt Renfrew, He just wanted to stay focused. Everyone's a little freaked out paranoid. So this is probably going to play backwards, but this is our lookbook. Cover was shot by a shotgun. The clothing line was called Pacific Thorn. Each individual lookbook is stitched with white and red. We won't stick on this too much, but some of these designs will again be available on our store. This is a photo shoot in an abandoned shipyard in the Southlands of Vancouver. There's Anthony Newton, our friend and peer. This is an old photo from back in the day. So basically Pacific Thorn was all about buying high-end jeans that were off-branded because of manufacturer error, shooting them with shotguns, and reselling them with the whole concept of fluff fashion. That was our couture piece. And then selling the same jeans back to the public masses for like $300, which went well for a bit. And this was after our investor left us, we came out with Pacific Thorn's second season, The Fall. And so I concept branded this based off of the Depression era, Dust Bowl. So again, some of these designs will also be available. This is our second season lookbook. We decided to go an additional season after we lost our investor to the recession. There's a little monogram I did for it. So yeah, these designs. This one, not so much. This is an Allison Lilly design. I did help her with it, but odds are at what they be. That won't be coming out. Do have rights usage to one of Ben Tour's illustrations, international artist. We helped get featured in Juxtapose magazine back in the day. And I had done this design on the back, while this one rode down the front, which you can see the back and front images on the shirt. So yeah, these designs will be available through our store. The most modern of them all was my main hoodie, which is all freight train hobo type imagery and illustration. My little moniker in the corner there. So yeah, a lot of these will be available on the store, but yeah, I don't know what else to do. Take you guys for a walk. I'm pretty much through my pre-planned mental script. Hey Xander, where are you from? Have we talked before? I don't know what's going on. So let's get Riggs out for his walk. Can never go for a walk without Riggs treats. We keep those above the fridge. He loves these things, which is great because you can get them at the dollar store for like $2 a bag rather than $5 a bag. Other places, and I guess they taste like bacon, as purported by the packaging. Okay, I feel silly. I'm in like a tracksuit. Kind of works with starting off this live stream with the Face Jam theme song. Space Jam? Face Jam? Space Jam? Don Riggs tactical color today. So you guys know sedate actually means sit in Latin. So I trained him in Latin. And he's going to get his own episode coming up in the next few weeks when I have enough time to sit down and get into that, because it's going to be a heavily detailed and edited episode. Okay. Shall we off to the woods, or I can't make tea to bring to the woods because I am one-handed with dog and gimbal. What do you guys think? Is this hat woods appropriate? We're gonna need to don our nicotine addiction. Am I allowed to vape on YouTube? I have no idea. This thing isn't really working. Any case, let's head out to the woods. Fortunately, for those of you that know, this is repeating myself. But for those of you that don't, Riggs is a fight circuit rescue a la James Legg, who we were just listening to, from Texas. His breed is what's called a blackmouth cur, which is a typical mix these days of a number of breeds. They are a working dog, and speculated that Old Yeller was originally a blackmouth cur in the novel. But there was filming. Those producers always pinching their pennies and saving for the greater good of humanity. Went with the cheapest dog they could find at the time that was trainable, which was apparently a golden retriever. So Old Yeller's supposed to be a Riggs dog. What is with this gimbal? But ends up being a golden retriever as a result. So I'm going to feel it out. We might not go off a leash just because he's got reactive issues with other dogs. His breed, as I mentioned, how do I flip the camera? Glaring the sun. Okay, there we go. His breed, as mentioned, doesn't want to flip. Blackmouth cur. So blackmouth cur, modern breeding, going from a highly intelligent work dog to these days a mainly used in the fight circuits. And so the breed mix to make blackmouth or southern blackmouth cur is a variety of a few, and it can be any mix of those. Part of that variety being chow, which I'll show you. You can't see it in him until you grab his face and kind of scrunch it, and then he just looks completely like a chow. And the reason in the fight circuit that they breed chow into this mixed breed is for the longevity of the skin elasticity, and it's just thick. Like his scruff is like stretched out 5 inches long, and we'll try and get him on that in a moment here. Yeah, let's see if we can coax him over. Riggs, your fandom awaits. Here, bud. Okay, gotta line you up with the camera. Come here. Come here. So this is what I'm talking about. Oh, he doesn't want to comply. Secede. Okay. Show everybody. I don't know if you guys can see this. Oh, mane. Mane also being Latin for. No, you really can't tell on camera, but there's some major chow in here. And then he's got all this scruff, this giant neck foreskin. Additionally, since we have him here, I'll explain it in a second, but what they do is they rip out their teeth with pliers, apparently, because these guys are so well trained. And he was a bait dog, but it's a different type of bait dog. He wasn't the startup meat. This guy was used to train other dogs to fight, and it's amazing when you see him. He tends to keep his head low, guarding his jugular, and bait and switch. He'll also just do a lot of spinning into the other dog that's attacking, and throwing him off with his butt. And within those spins, he'll throw wild haymakers with his fingers, kind of like a Wing Chun move, going for the eyes. It's crazy, even when play fighting. And when he's approached by another dog, whoa, we just got dive bombed by a robin. I guess there's a nest around here. Did you guys see that? When another dog comes up, he doesn't. Most dogs, when they're approaching other dogs, will growl and bark if they're afraid or anxious, and he doesn't mess around. There's no appeasement signals, no nothing. They'll come at him, and as soon as he gets that, he's like, itch, this is my profession. He grabs the scruff, pins to the ground as best as he can, calms right down. I've dealt with this and been covered in blood on 3 separate occasions. He broke my knuckle one time just prying him apart, and jam my thumb up his butt. Didn't care whatsoever. Someone jams their thumb up my butt, I'm gonna notice at the very least, and depending on who it is, I'm either gonna completely enjoy it or yeah, deal with it in another way. But yeah, hind legs off the ground, dangling, didn't care. Super calm, other dogs freaking out. So what the behaviorist and that I had met told me about this after looking at his teeth. So what they do is this jaw has such an intense PSI, you can't break the grip. So what they do is they took pliers and they snapped all of his front teeth out, lower and upper. I know, buddy, he gets embarrassed. In order to basically insert your fingers into the mouth, and then the taper of the finger will slowly prise apart the jaw, enabling the other dog to get out. A little close up, you can see the giant rip in his ear. His legs are covered with all kinds of scars and scratches and stuff too. Backs of his ears are all ripped up from the fights. And I don't know if you can see on his nose, those would have actually had to be very large to show up through the fur this day. So that's enough about Riggs and harassing him. We'll get on with our walk. So anybody out there, any suggestions for Patreon member status? If you've missed the explanation and outline, as we're coming up on 3,000 views, it's basically, yeah, don't know whether or not I should do it. Sounds like fun. 3rd level walking rigs. You guys get to come for that. And what we'll do is we'll start doing horizontal rather than vertical streams for that, so you guys can see more of this amazing land we're living in. 4th level, come along on sojourns, live streamed, freight hops, fly fishing, off-roading, motorcycle, camping. Get strapped to the handlebars for that and stuff. There might be one coming up that I'll just do as like a free live stream, because I don't think we're going to be reaching that membership level of monetization by the weekend, unless you want to share, watch, like, comment, tell everybody about the channel and the last video that went up. We are 250 watch hours away from that level of monetization, which, you know, the last video, 700 viewers, and I think like 78 hours of watch time. The video before that, 10.5 thousand views and something like 400 watch hours. Any help you guys can do. And this is the thing about like Facebook. I feel like Facebook, am I going to get flagged for saying Facebook on YouTube? The thing about YouTube is that, you know what, I'm going to just show you guys this road because it's pretty amazing. We'll remember that we're at the part where I said the thing about YouTube. Flip camera. Come on. So I don't know if that looks as incredible. Oh, this gimbal, I'm telling you. Solar flares in the atmospheres. From where we've come to where we're going. And so, oh, look at that. That is some very fresh, very fat bear scat. How fresh is it? Let's just have a look. That is extremely fresh. Okay. Well, this is a bonus of live streaming, that we might run into a bear. So stick around, tell your friends, have 911 on speed dial as well as conservation, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Can't see any tracks nor nothing. That is huge. I don't know. I've never seen grizzly scat. But we're going to keep Riggs on the leash for this one. Not sure where this guy would have went to. Huh. All right. So bears in our midst. But no one's commenting. No one cares? No one cares. Okay. We might be facing death out here. But the thing about bears is that they're lazy. And it's going to be a black bear, I'm sure. They don't want nothing to do with you. If they've got cubs, they might charge, and all you gotta do is stay still. But I got Riggs with me. He's dealt with bears and herded them off before, rerouted them. He's great at running up, barking, and staying just without, not within, without, just out of the reach of the bear. He's been swatted at and doubled back. He kind of enjoys it. His hair gets all raised and gets all waggy-tailed and stuff. I think he knows he's probably faster than them. I don't know if he actually is faster than them. I've seen bears freaking cook it like it's Gran Turismo. But Riggs can drift, so whatever. It's Gran Turismo versus Fast and Furious, I guess. How fast? How furious? So there's no sign of this bear guy. That's kind of a shame. But I mean, that scat, it's hard to tell exactly how long, but that scat was pretty fresh. Probably it is sitting in the sun, but it's not cooked. It's still super soft. So I would say maybe 20 minutes, an hour. That's huge speculation on my part. It was just super fresh. That's all. Huge. I'm a little intimidated. But they do shrink down, from what I understand, as the moisture leaves them, because it's heavy, dense moisture, kind of spongy from all the water they drink as well as the water they get from the vegetation they're eating. It's me talking up my butt. So what were we talking about? Right, so YouTube, it's just doing this whole member Patreon thing, and I was talking about subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting to break the algorithm. It feels like you're panhandling half of the time, because it's just you're going on and on and on about like, please watch, subscribe, validate me and my efforts. And yeah, I love making these videos, but I mean, it would be nice to get some kind of kickback for it. Just equipment costs, gas costs, all this stuff. Anyway, on and on. Either way, I'm doing them because I love them. As I mentioned, it was never supposed to be, in the beginning, as I mentioned, it was never supposed to be about monetization. It wasn't even supposed to be about doing bushcraft videos. Myself and a couple of ex-military guys were talking during COVID, and everyone was sort of getting really interested in survivalism, expressing a lack of confidence in our governmental systems and stuff. And just we decided to start a bushcraft course. And yeah, start training people. I mean, them obviously because of their military backgrounds, and then them knowing that I'm growing up with my Korean war vet father is a field artillery coordinator, which meant that they would ride motorcycles around a lot in the field and whatever. And something about, apparently, not sure if I'm getting this right, but the in general rules of war, as per the Geneva Convention, first aid is off limits for attack. If it happens accidentally, fine, but that's why the first aid guys and gals are so heavily decorated in, you know, helmets with the red cross on them, or red background, white cross, just to let the enemy know that they're first aid and they're off limits. So apparently a lot of there was motorcycles involved in World War II and Korea. Korea actually being a larger war than Vietnam. Vietnam just got so much attention because hippies got loud. And society was different back then, and protest was a thing, and people were kind of coming to their freedoms outside of the concept of the 1950s nuclear family, whatever. Sure. So anyway, he would ride out for a bit, disguised as like first aid, into the enemy's, or I mean, I guess they're not really enemies, it's all political, so maybe let's call it the opposing forces terrain, and camp out and order a artillery strike, sending the coordinates, and have to get out of there as quickly as possible. So, and if I was at the cabin right now, I could show you guys this, but I'm not. Come on, Rix. Well, he wants to keep going, and I want to sit for a minute. So after he passed away, and I was going through his belongings and stuff, I received his medals and all this other kinds of crazy thing. And then he has a lot of medals, like a huge band for his chest. And I found out from a cousin of mine through marriage that those medals are worth tons of money, because half of them you couldn't even get back then. So I guess a lot of it came down to finding this framed document that was it's his Nobel Peace Prize. So how he got that was the Battle of Capillion. You can look it up on Wikipedia. And what it is basically without getting into too much of the tacticals or what went on. Basically, he got caught behind enemy lines. The Canadian and U.S. forces suppressed. They lost the battle. And it's really complicated about what happened. But basically, they got flanked on either side. They got through one part of the battle, but the way the valley was shaped, all of a sudden they were flanked on either side and from behind with a greater force than their initial full frontal encounter. But he had already gotten in, radioed coordinates, artillery strike happened, and then he got out before the strike happened, because that's what you need to do, right? So he was on the edge of like the tree line, I don't know how many hundreds of yards, and had to hide under dead bodies as the Koreans swept through and shot people and whatever. So as well as the Geneva Convention, well, let's talk first about like him having to hide under dead bodies and soak up all that blood, and then eventually crawl his way to the tree line to get into the jungle. So once in the jungle, he was trying to make his way to it. Oh, we're down. Once in the jungle, his plan was to make his way to a nearby Korean village and camp out there until knowing full well that a platoon would be dispatched for reconnaissance into the battlegrounds and to collect the dog tags of the fallen soldiers to send back to their families, and just for documentation purposes, body identification, that kind of thing. So while he was in the jungle, he came across, I think it was 3 other younger kids, and he was actually inducted and enlisted in the army at the age of, he believes it was 16. His grandmother lied and said he was 18. He was born in a log cabin in Torch River, Saskatchewan, and eventually migrated over to, he was London, Ontario. It's a whole other long story that maybe I'll get into at some point. Start a podcast or whatever. Maybe that's an idea. You guys liking these stories? I've got tons of them, from freight hopping and train workers trying to mug us to, I don't know, like what else? Cartel stories that I've already gotten into from Mexico. Endless stories about music industry and film industry stuff. So maybe that's a thing. I'll maybe just switch all live chats over to membership statuses. And that could be one of the levels, is just the live streams and live chats. Anyway, so yeah, he ends up in the jungle, runs into these 3 kids, and he had so much experience and, you know, his adrenaline having been under control, and it takes, at that time, I guess it would have taken a lot more for him to be super freaked out, just because he's way out beyond the front line and into enemy territory when he's radioing in coordinates for artillery strikes. So he was pretty calm and relaxed, and he had, you know, grown up log cabins and like straight up woodsman Appalachian style kind of thing. Like photos of him school days was one small church with like 12 to like 17 other kids all with like homemade clothing, and belts were made of rope and stuff, and just black and white. And they had that look about them where they had never seen a camera before. So super interesting. He saw his first vehicle at the age of, I think it was 14. He believes, he doesn't even know how old he is. He just went by what his military ID said, and he wasn't even sure if he was 16 when his grandma inducted him or enlisted him. So anyway, he finds these 3 other kids that are just basically like scared to death in the tree line, organizes them, gets them over to a sympathetic Korean village, just waiting for a platoon to come through, a sign of a platoon, helicopters buzzing and whatever. Saw them, made their way from, after I think it was it's like 2 weeks that they're in this village for. It was crazy. Made their way back to the battlefield, and they went from there, and that's how he got a couple medals and the Nobel Peace Prize. But he was then shipped off to Germany, some kind of like peacekeeping mission where he cleaned up a bunch of radioactive material and stuff. And unfortunately, that's how they believe he developed prostate cancer, as the military informed my mother, which I didn't understand at the time. After he died, but basically, I guess they do that so that it's like family, so it's not hereditary or whatever. Although I don't know. Just a man's point to yell a little bit more. Cancer is in our bodies. It's always there. They're just dormant cells until they're activated by things like smoking. Speaking of smoking, I hadn't smoked in a long time, but then moving up to when I got in the cabin, I found myself in a rocking chair on my front deck with a hound at my feet and a bourbon in hand, and I was actually cleaning my shotgun on my lap, and I realized the one thing that was missing from the occasion was some kind of nicotine. So I upped from vaping to smoking just when I'm at the cabin, but now that, more commonly, let's work on cracking both of them. Like, comment, subscribe, share. So yeah, don't know what else we're going to talk about or what we have been talking about. It seems that we're clear of the bear. We're not going to stick around too much. Dog treats. He takes treats so nicely. But we can either go up into the woods and follow some trails up there, or we can just head back. What you guys say? Anybody? Just reading comments. Not much feedback, only a few viewers. Hopefully we get more watch time out of this once it is finished processing itself to the channel. I wasn't expecting much. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon, morning. One of the first BC has had in a while. So yeah, no, not really disappointed or anything. It's kind of what I figured. But yeah, we headed to the woods. We walking back the road. We're not sure. So somebody new just chimed in. There's a lot that I've covered already, from Korean war veteran statuses and Nobel Peace Prizes to just basically our potential membership status. And someone dropped off. I don't know if that was the same person. I can't keep repeating that stuff though. So if you're seeing this and tuning in now, you'll have to either go back and watch that stuff, or just don't. Okay, I don't know about the woods. We should try to avoid this bear out here if we can. So maybe we'll just stick to the road for now and save our woodsy walks for membership statuses and Patreon services. So we're gonna head up the other side of the road. It forks off, and that wasn't a sensor. It forks off and goes 2 separate ways. Let me just reverse the camera here, show you guys. So that's where we came from. And this is actually Old Dewdney Trunk Road that runs through Maple Ridge. It comes way out here. We do actually have a This is where it forks off down this way. Just logging roads, and they were doing some fire smarting last summer and the summer before. So, as I was saying, this is over on the other side there, is Old Dudney Trunk Road. And up in the cabin community, we actually have a flip camera. So, I did it that time. In the cabin community, we actually have the old tombstone from the 1800s of one of the loggers. Also near here is the old Camp Defiance, which was another British Columbia 1800s, I think it was 1800s, I don't know, late 1800s, British Columbia Services worker that basically decided he wasn't having it and built a couple of cabins in the woods that you can see from the highway. So that could be another live stream membership event. We're planning on riding some ATVs and dirt bikes out to that this summer and spending a night inside the cabins at Camp Defiance. So that could be interesting. If you want, look it up. There's a hint to our general location because it's not too far from the cabin community. Okay, you can really see the fork in the road here. So flip camera. I'm sorry, I can barely see my screen, so if anyone's commented or anything, RV is there to help you guys out. Answer what you can. Briggs. Who's that guy? I think it works better as a talking head though. So I feel this live stream is going a lot better than our last one. They can be hard. You just got to keep on your feet and keep them entertaining, try and be witty. And oh, I think it's poop time. Is it poop time, bud? We should probably give him some privacy. No one needs to see that. We got some logs kicking here. Maybe round up the mini truck and come grab some firewood. I don't know if someone else's, but you'd think they'd be flagged if they were. Just take advantage of their effort. Other live streams can include live streams from drone services that we're supplying for our alpine touring company that we're starting up here, and potential bushcraft courses. So hopefully that's late spring as well. We'll see what goes on. I never really trust that. But, I'm always got like I've started and defunct. I think it was, I've lost count, 3 businesses so far. The clothing line, Pacific Thorn, Misanthropy Gallery / Art Bar back in the day. All very successful. Well, clothing line saw its fruition towards success, being picked up by Barnes & Holt Renfrew in New York and LA. I think I talked about that earlier and what happened with that during the recession. Additionally, Social Construct was a thing. My own small business branding, marketing, and graphic design company, Watermark Creative, which I kind of let go of when I joined the film industry. And yeah, that's I think. Sold Social Construct back in the day to the Beat radio station. We got a bunch of graffiti artists that we were representing on that talent brokerage. And when the Beat first came from Seattle to Vancouver, they were just a hip-hop station, and then it expanded since then. But the talent brokerage and website unfortunately fell apart. All they ended up getting was the website, as all of the other artists were independently contracted through individual contracts we would get them that I would manage. And once the Beat took over, they desperately wanted me to retain me as management, and this wasn't going to do it. So when I left, pretty much all the artists left, so they had nothing left but a website and branding and no talent and on there. So that's that. Anyway, headed back to the cabin now. Not sure what we're going to get up to today. I think we're going to refine aspects of our home theater, our outdoor home theater, and as well as well as just finish unpacking parts of the cabin so we can get more settled and more comfortable. In any case, do leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of this live stream, what your thoughts are regarding like a story time live stream for membership status, Patreon services, as well as so yeah, let's just go over the levels, I guess. I don't know, should we? Now, you know what? If you're just tuning in now, you're gonna have to go to the beginning of this video and check it out. But really looking for your feedback and comments and ideas that we can include in the membership package, all that bag of chips. So we're gonna get out of here, and I can never do this clean enough. I'm always kind of stuttering through how to shut down the live chat. So I will get back to everyone's questions and anything once this video finishes processing and tags into the archives, which you can come back and check out anytime. Oh, there's Tony Travels. Hey, Bushman. Hey, Tony. I can't remember where you are. You're in Taiwan right now or Bali? Any case, Tony, I know you came in a bit late. If you want to check out the beginning, you can watch me change into my clothing for today and almost take a shower. Tony is in Taipei. Nice. Well, I'm signing out. We're at, I can't even see the timestamp on this. We're at almost an hour. So that's that. Tony's been helping me out a lot with cracking and figuring out this algorithm stuff, so I owe him much regard for all the help and whatever else, and so do you if you're enjoying this channel. So we're gonna take off, and I think if I hit this X, it does that. It's 3:30 a.m. Well, thank you for tuning in, Tony. It's 3:30 a.m. on the dot. That's 2,700 hours into yesterday. Or just 3.5 hours into today. Yeah, but yeah, Tony, check out the earlier part of the video. I think we were having some technical issues streaming and stuff, but I believe that I did make it outside with everybody, and we checked out the home outdoor patio theater that I've expanded the cabin into. Hot tub set up. Things should be fun and good. I am actually on 3 hours of sleep and counting chemtrails as we speak. But yeah, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know what you thought of this live stream, and let me know what you think of the Patreon packages proposals for membership status. And I will see you all sooner than later.